Hello again. Hello. What a joy, what a pleasure. And really, it always is to come your way. And of course, to have you also join in with us as we have conversation, as we engage discourse, as we share ideas, share thoughts together, especially and particularly on the power, the profound power of our common humanity. And of course, the blessing our Creator has endowed us with, bequeathed us with, and bestowed upon us as human beings, this unique species of beings called human beings. Let's examine today our topic, the power of mindset. We want to look at other aspects of mindset. We just want to look at the power. The power. Mindset is so powerful, so powerful, so powerful, so powerful, so powerful. So powerful, my friends, so powerful. We may not even see it or realize it because we live in the consciousness of our mindset as though it was second nature to us. In other words, because we live in the normalness or in the normality of mindset and of thinking, we do not even realize how powerful it is. But indeed, we are what we are because of mindset, the power of the mindset. This is Ellen Langer, the American professor of psychology at Harvard. She says, it is not primarily our physical selves that limit us, but rather our mindset about our physical limits. That's so powerful. I love this quote. I like it. Hope you like it too. Now, let's just say it again. It is not primarily our physical selves that limits us, but rather our mindset about our physical limits that limits us. In other words, if you had a physical limit, whatever the physical limit is, and by the way, don't forget, we have looked at a few case studies here, from the great scientists to the great, athletes, physically challenged athletes, people who had no business succeeding in the things they did. In fact, they had no business even starting, much more becoming the profound winners. In the case of the athlete and in the case of the scientist, profound, just profound, one of the world's most talked about scientists. And with the physical and health challenges, immense physical challenges. And yet, these limits did not define their conquests. Instead, something that seemed to be working more powerfully than these limits is what determined the conquests. Really, that's what drove the conquests. It was their mindsets. It was their mindset. And that's what this professor of psychology at Harvard is saying, Ellen Langer. That's what Ellen is saying. Ellen is saying it is not the physical limits, because you could have limitations. But there are people we've talked about here, as I've said already, who've had some profound, almost limitations you can't even talk about. But guess what? They have ended up in the annals of history as being one of the greatest global change makers, transformational agents in human history. Human history. They beat the odds of limits. Again, we say this and reference these to emphasize the point about how powerful mindset is. In other words, physical limits, even though can imprison you, your mindset is like the rescuer who takes the prison keys and opens the prison to set you free. Ooh, I like that. I'll say it again. Our limits, the circumstances, the situations, even governments, people set in authority over us can create situations and circumstances and what have you to place limitations on us. Of course, always remember your first and foremost limitation is you. You. My foremost limitation is me and the way I think. But then, deducing from Ellen's quote, what Ellen is saying is that your mindset and my mindset, you see, the way we think, we can position the thought in a way such that the limits will have no power over us. The limits will not have the power, the intended power, to stop us from the conquests. I don't know about you, but I want to live, and I hope and I pray and I believe you want to live to the full potential of the blessing of life that your Creator has endowed you with. And you and I can do that. That means we need to pay attention to Ellen's quotes. Let's continue. Mindsets can impact your reality. They aren't just any beliefs. They are beliefs that orient from your actions and tendencies. I'll say that again. Mindsets can impact your reality. They aren't just any beliefs. They are beliefs that orient your actions and tendencies. What it means, therefore, is that our mindsets can literally impact what is real to us. In other words, a mindset can make something that really does not exist in the realm of reality real to us, just because of the thinking and the way we have formed the thought and the way the mindset has been formed. Remember, all of our mindset is a result of our experiences consistently, our sights, the sounds, the images we've encountered. And don't forget this, the carriers of these images and these sights and sounds are people. So people are like the carriers of these agents that form our mindset. So the people you hang out with, the people who talk to you and speak with you, the people you are friends with, the people you engage, the people who are in your life, they influence the forming of the mindset. Now, people can help you and I form mindsets that give us a certain orientation, and that orientation makes us see and look at life and look at the images of life and look at things with a certain reality. Be careful what you wish for is a phrase we often say. Be careful what you wish for is a phrase we often say. You've likely said it yourself, and with good cause. It means there's some awareness that we have a lot of power to influence what we wish for. Now, this is true in almost every case, that through the power of desire, projecting desire and thinking desire, and literally engaging desire with such intensity can literally produce the semblance of what you were wishing for, what you were desiring for. And so again, it is the power of the mind at work, influencing thoughts and influencing some things you want, which becomes real or which comes into being. Now, this is quite different from the first point we made about mindset impacting, a reality. In other words, false reality, which may not subscribe to truth or which may not be true or even factual, but then to you it is real. You say that's your own reality. Now, in this second point, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking and referring to the actual power of the mind, the power of the mind to engage things into being. In other words, bringing things into being. I'm sure you have seen some of these, different, sometimes in the space of sports and so on. You can see an individual who could do some of the most amazing, mind-blowing things. Some stop a moving car, really big truck moving at a certain speed with their hands or just with the sight. You have situations where people look at a light bulb and with a certain intensity direct the power of the mind towards the bulb, and then it explodes. Now, this is no mysticism per se or metaphysical conversation per se. That's not what we're dealing with. We are just dealing with the fact that this mind, this organic matter here, this brain power, whose function is what results in the mind, what you call the mindset. This mindset, this mind, this powerful thing here that the Creator endowed us with and blessed us with has enormous power we haven't explored yet, and what it can do to drive change and to drive transformation. That's all we're saying. We're saying that the power of the mindset is an awesome, awesome, awesome idea, awesome concept, profoundly awesome concept. Now, this study, the placebo effect, that's another example. This study was done by psychiatrist Dr. Jacob Taweri. Dr. Jacob Taweri, and these were his findings, that there is a powerful phenomenon in medicine. This is Dr. Taweri. That there is a powerful phenomenon, and most of you might be familiar with it. And the powerful phenomenon in medicine is known as placebo effect, the placebo effect, in which if someone believes they are going to derive benefits from taking a particular medication, they often do. They often do. They often do. Now, this is what it means. It just means that a person's belief in taking a particular medication and the belief that when they take the particular medication, even though that medication may have no benefits, whether immediate or remote or far-reaching or in the distant time, the medication may not have the benefits they believe it will give them, but then somehow, because of the power of their mind seated on belief, they somehow get the results that the medication should not have given them. I want you to pause for a moment, just pause for a moment and think about this. Just think about this, the placebo effect. Now, Dr. Taweri discovered this concept and this idea in medicine. But just imagine if we used this power of this Creator-given gift and faculty and power and blessing called the mind, if we used it to drive transformational change, if we determine that Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mali, Senegal, Burkina Faso, South Sudan, from Cairo to Cape Town, Senegal to Somalia, if we, even if it were not all, but just a few of us in every single one of these African countries determined and decided that we would, in our efforts and actions and thoughts and words and habits, we will drive transformational change through this power discovered in medicine by Dr. Taweri as the placebo effect, where we believe that we can get some results of transformation, real change for our nations if we drove the changes we're looking for in that direction, where we think it, we believe it, and we actually act it out. We act it out. We would have the change. We would have the change. I am talking about the power of the mind. One small aspect of it is being discovered and giving a name called the placebo effect, which is the belief that taking a medicine, a particular medicine, which should not give you certain benefits, will still give you those benefits because of the power of your own belief in your mind. Now, in this, part of the world, Ghana, we have a group of people, and it is said There's no immediate scientific proof and basis for what I'm about to say, but it has happened, and it is stories that are true and real. And it is this, that this group of people, when they see the doctor, they would have to take a shot. You will have to give them a shot by all means. Whether it's malaria or whatever sickness, whatever disease, you will have to give them a shot. Now, sometimes the story has it that, or the stories have it that the doctors in the diagnosis do not see the need for the shots. But these individuals, this particular group, they demand the shots. And there's been cases where just plain pure water, like the American would say, water, just pure plain water is been filled into syringes, and the water has been injected to them into their bodies, and they got well. That power, awesome, profound power of the mind and the belief that, guess what? What you can project in your mind, a strong faith, you will do, you will inch yourself towards, you will drive yourself towards, you will move yourself towards, and you will make it happen. The placebo effect on a larger scale of what the mind can do. Now, in fact, regardless of the disease condition, regardless of the disease or condition, about 30 to 40% of people can have significant improvement in their symptoms, even when they are taking a placebo or sugar pill, just sugar. If they believe that the pill is going to be helpful, guess what? They get the help. This is science now. This is science. So therefore, the story of this group of people I just narrated, or I just told you, cannot be false. The fact that they go to see the doctor and they believe they must get a shot, don't give them some capsules or some tablets or some other type of medication that must be taken orally. No, they want a shot in the arm, or sometimes they take a shot in the butt, you know, in the behind, but give them a shot. By all means, you have to give them a shot. That's an injection. And the injection, they believe, will help them to recover. And they get the recovery. They do get the recovery, the placebo effect. It is a scientific fact. And where is it all emanating from? The power of the mind. 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 Imagine us bringing this to the platform or to the place, bringing this into transformational change. In other words, where we believe in our minds, that Ghana will change, Africa will change, we will transform. Let's put work, let's put action to these thoughts. And we form the thoughts, we imagine the thoughts. It's called vision. We create a clear vision in our minds as to what we want these nations to become. And all of us put our shoulders to the wheel and our hands to the plow, and all of us strap our boots and get down to work, not being talkers. And I must say, for most people around the world today, or for some people around the world, I can say this for Ghana, where I live and where I come from, that a lot of our preoccupation is become so much talk. We have become such talkers. It's great to talk about the problem, but what can you do as an individual? What can you do as an individual? Maybe a few of us, for starters. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then before you know, we have a group, and then before you know, that small group is a movement. A movement, not just talking, not just throwing insults around, not just driving chaos, being interested in chaos and, you know, disorder and burning things and just creating chaos, inciting and instigating chaos. But no, people, a movement with this mindset that is determined to drive transformational change. Imagine we having this in almost every nation on this continent of Africa, where we say Africa has to change and has to become better. You'll be amazed at the transformation we will see. So, again, all of this goes to this power, awesome power of the mind. Now, the opposite of that is the nocebo effect, equally fascinating. Dr. Jacob Torrey observes, is the nocebo effect, a psychological response based on a person's expectations around side effects. In other words, they believe this time that some other thing that should not give side effects will give side effects, and the side effects will progress and, progress further into, say, more harmful situations occurring because this is the belief they form, and it's directly mindset. The power of the mind, the placebo effect demonstrates the power of the mind in one way, in one direction, and the nocebo effect demonstrates the power of the mind in another direction. I have said this before, and I like to say it again, that even in the practice of faith and religion, the mindset, the conversation about mindset, the question of mindset, thinking, thought, the power of thought, all of this should really be part of what any religion and any faith should teach, particularly positive mindset, or what impact religious values, faith values that impacts transformation, that drives transformational change. It has to be that beyond just the narrow conversation about spirituality, there has to be that the benefits of spirituality is driving a certain mindset, which we can describe as the transformative mindset that drives transformational change. Again, with the nocebo effect, when a physician emphasizes the potential side effects of a medicine and the patient believes they will develop those symptoms, even if giving a sugar pill, these patients can develop the adverse side effects just based on what their mind expects. Ooh, that is awesome. That's awesome, my friends. Ooh, that is awesome. That is awesome. A particular medication that gives these side effects, or should not give any side effects, negative side effects. The mind of the patient tells them that even though this particular medication will not give me the negative side effects, they take it and still get those side effects because, according to Jacob Torrey, just because their minds is locked in to expecting the negative side effects to happen and to take place, they will get the side effects. They will get it. They will get it. The nocebo effect. They will get it. Now, here's what's even more profound. They are giving a sugar pill, which is no medication, just a sugar pill. They've been told that medication with a certain side effects will produce the symptoms, and so the impact will show, and it will be there. The nocebo effect, according to Torrey, is saying they will get those negative side effects, even with a sugar pill. So what does this mean for life? Just life, all of us, for life. On the African continent, for life. Could it be that we have imbibed these mindsets that tells us that until people of a certain different skin color and skin pigmentation take over the reins of governance and the reins of affairs and show us how to govern and how to lead ourselves, could it be that because of that place we are locked in, we're saying to ourselves, we will never get transformation, we will never get the desired effects we're looking for until the former colonial masters come back to take over governance. And you have people, even in the younger generations today, 15, 25, 35, 45, who believe, because they have heard from history, that it was better when the colonial masters were in charge, former colonial masters were in charge, and so former colonial masters should come back and take over. This mindset is indeed right there, stuck, locked. Several minds are in prison in this thought system. Not only that, but there are people who believe so long as we black people, we people of color, lighter black, or what have you, no matter where we live, so long as there is black presence is equal to chaos, is equal to confusion, is equal to misery, equal to disease, equal to poverty, equal to just tearing one another down, just destroying one another. That's a mindset. That's a mindset. And guess what? The nocebo effect and the placebo effect in science is saying that when an individual gets locked into this prison of thought, this prison of thinking, you will get chaos wherever people of color gather. You will get the issues wherever people gather. Now, a very noted and great respected leader on our continent says this. He says, when you have the mindset of a slave, you can draw defeat out of victory. Ooh, what a powerful statement. When you have the mindset of a slave, you can draw defeat out of victory. This is Dr. Mensa Otabil. When you have the mindset of a slave, you can draw defeat. In other words, even when there is victory, you will not celebrate the victory. The victory will be defeat. You will turn the victory into defeat. In other words, when victory has been given to you, somehow, because the mind is self-destruct, we will eventually end up being self-destruct. Having victory and yet having the mindset that is self-destruct, and so turning the victory into defeat, this is profound reality, which is reality both on the science level, both on the social level, both on the human level. I believe on all the levels. This position, this truth can be proven. It can be proven on all levels. The power, the profound power, the awesome power of the mind. So can you imagine if all of us as young people between 15, 25 to 35 to 45, if all of us determine and decide that we are going to look for great, and when I say great, I mean great leadership material. People who show leadership, people who possess leadership, people who don't just talk and come and distribute a little money to get our votes and to get us to get them elected into office. But we actually scrutinize and determine that in spite of political party loyalty and political party affiliation and what have you, we are actually going to take a hard look and pay attention to people's belief systems, to their thoughts expressed in words, their actions, and their habits and their behaviors and all they represent. And not only that, but what they have built before. Have they built anything? Have they produced anything? Have they built any companies, any businesses? Have they even employed 2 people before? Have they done anything from the ground up, ground zero, where they have something to show for what they say they can provide leadership for? That means we don't put anybody who is just a student from a student right into office. We put people with proven track record of some transformational achievements. They have to show. If you and I decide this will be our thinking and this will be our mindset, I guarantee you the people who go through our votes and through our election processes into positions of authority into positions of responsibility will be people who we would have paid close attention to and elected ourselves, allowed to go occupy those positions to make laws, policies over us, who deserve to be there because they do have what it takes, and they've shown it. Not only that, not only in just governance, government, the politics of life, but also on the personal level, at the home level, in who you choose as your life partner in this marriage institution, all across life, generally, your business partners, who you take as business partners. If we're going to pay attention to mindsets, in other words, we should come to the table, because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. It's your life. It's in your hands. And you are going to outsource it into a relationship. Whatever the relationship is, you're going to outsource your life into a relationship which will eventually impact you. It will affect you either adversely or for the better. Now, all of these frightening propositions and realities of life should give us a wake-up call and should wake all of us up. Young people, we must be so alert to forming the mindsets that will put us on the path of transformational change, and also that will empower us to make the right choices when it comes to people and relationships, people in our lives. I want to thank you so very much. I hope and pray that we've gotten some value from today's conversations. As we've been saying, we're looking forward to open forum conversations where it's going to be groups of us in conversations and engaging conversations. And so it's important that you please, keep joining and keep listening. And please subscribe and like and share. Subscribe, like, share. Subscribe, like, share. By all means, subscribe, like, share. Share these, sessions with friends. And let's get this conversation going, and let's continue the conversation. I'll see you again the next time, and have a blessed week, blessed time, and take good care of yourself.